Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday morning, y'all. So I'm going to get this going on Insta Story too. I'm just going to do today on Insta Story only. So welcome to Plan B, right? Week 1 of Plan B. I'm excited. You are here with me. Cannot wait to pour into you. I have so many notes all around me, right? So this is when it's time for you to make your next best career move, right? So yes, I want you to know you're in the right place, but before I start going in, I have notes all around me. So excited about everything I'm going to pour into you. I always start with a roll call, right? So here's my music of choice for today. As you're coming in and you see I'm live, tell me name and where you're from. Insta Story people, you can't necessarily tell me name and where you're from, right? But I'm live over on Facebook, on my Facebook page, so come on over, right? Nicole Roberts Jones is my name. Come over to my Facebook page, you'll get even more. Good morning, Marsha. I see you. As you're coming on in, Facebook people, tell me good morning and where you're joining me from. Giving you guys a minute. I have so many notes all around me to pour into you this morning, bright and early. Even if you're watching the replay, tell me your name and where you're joining from. Got my coffee, I'm all ready for you. What's my hair doing up here? Come on in, come on in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. From Vegas, yes. Tell me your name. My lady from Vegas on Insta Stories. Come on in. I see y'all are joining me on Facebook. Can you tell me good morning? Can you tell me hey? Because I'm going to be talking for the next 30 minutes. My goal is to just be here for the next 30 minutes. Hey, Jessica in Chicago. Good morning. Hey, Tiffany in Vegas. You up early, girl. It's 5 o'clock in Vegas. 5 a.m. Come on in, y'all. Tell me name and where you're joining from. Right? I see this morning Jessica here on Facebook. Y'all, don't be shy. Come on in and tell me good morning. I got makeup on for you early in the morning and everything. I'll tell you why in a few minutes. Getting text messages. Okay, I'm going to start because this is week 1. So this is going to be a 4-week series, right? So how many of you were with me last week for Power in Your Pivot Week? Hey, Jackie in North Carolina. Tell me how many of you guys were with me last week for Power in Your Pivot Week. So just so you know, Insta Story, I'm going to look at Facebook. So if you want me to look at you, come on over to my Facebook page. So listen, if you were with me for Power in Your Pivot Week, yes, Marsha, yes. And I want you to know this is going to be a compliment. I'm giving you even more because I read every single comment that those of you that participated in Power in Your Pivot Week made. And so really the reason I even say yes to have Power in Your Pivot Week is because it's time for your Plan B. So how do you know that it's time for your Plan B? You are either one of 3 things. You're either one, looking for what's your next best career move. Like, what do I do next? Because either you're bored, you don't feel fulfillment, you feel like something is missing. And so you're looking for your next best career move. By the way, Insta Story people, I'm over on Facebook Live, right? So come on over, right? Second, if you've been wanting to start a business, right? I'm going to teach you how to start it alongside your 9 to 5. I'm not going to tell you to quit. Good morning, Angela, right? From Boston in the house. It's snowing in here. Isn't it crazy? My husband is in Dubai and it's sunny and it's snowing here in Boston. It's like, really? But anyway, focus. So, 1, if you're trying to figure out what was your best career move, if you're in a place right now where you are bored at work or you don't feel fulfilled or you feel like something is missing, right? And you're trying to figure out what's your next best move, whether it's a new job, whether it's to start a business alongside your 9 to 5, or if you've already started a business and you're not making the money that you know you are purposed to make. This week is for you. And I really want you to understand what I mean by Plan B, because you have a Plan A. You had a whole career planned out for you. Hey, Sharon in Atlanta. You had a whole career planned out for you, and you've done everything you really dreamed of doing. And you are ready for what's next. And how do I even know what I'm going to share with you in this week? I'm not going to tell you my whole story because I'm committed to try to be here for 30 minutes. Now, this one might be a little longer because I want to give you context. Before I give you, every week we're going to have a theme. I'll tell you our theme for today. And then I'm going to give you at least 3 steps every week, all right? So listen, if you don't have a pen, get a pen and I have a gift for you, okay? So how do I even know? Because I had the dream, I had the job I've dreamed of since I was 7 years old, 8 years old. I worked in the entertainment industry. I had matriculated. I had by then worked for the #1 TV show on Fox. So I've worked in casting. I've worked in production. I was doing it all, y'all. Working for the hottest TV show, going to all the hottest parties, red carpet, premiere, you name it, stuff you've seen on TV, the dream. But I felt like something was missing. And so I couldn't understand that because I'm doing the thing I've always dreamed of. I made it. And yet, I feel like a little piece of me died to live my dream because I didn't even know my own soul is what I realized. And so I'm committed to help every woman that finds herself at that crossroad. Either you hate your job or you absolutely love it, but something is off. And so the catalyst for our conversation this week, and I'm going to give you an overview of this month, because every Thursday in the month of February, I will be coming 8 a.m. EST. If you can't be here right at 8 a.m., come back and watch the replay. Because I'm committed that 2020 be the year you go and get it. Whatever that is for you. And I'm going to give you the strategy to do that. Okay? And for those of you that need more, because 30 minutes 4 times this month is not going to be enough for some of you, I'll show you what that more looks like. Okay? I promise you every week I'll show you what that looks like. And yes, I'm going to give you homework. Because again, 30 minutes isn't enough, right? I see my Boston ladies are in the house. Hey, Don. So, with that said, let me give you the catalyst, and then I'm going to give you our training for today. I'm going to try to do it quick. Let me see if I can stay in my 30 minutes. I'm already 10 minutes in. So the catalyst for my conversation for you for this month is a woman named Esther. Esther is my favorite character in the Bible, and I'm going to tell you her story, but let me tell you what I mean by Plan B, by a book that many of you may have read called Becoming. Michelle Obama wrote a book a year ago. Was that a year ago that book came out? Or maybe it had been 2 years ago. And in that book, she tells the story of, and I believe it's in chapter 10, right? And the story was this, that she had gotten to the career she'd always, had plans to be. She had become a lawyer. She was great at it. But the problem was she hated it. And she didn't know what to do because she had gotten to the place that many people dream of as a lawyer, and yet she hated it. And because she had spent so much time focused only on that, she didn't know what to do. She didn't know what else she even could do. And so guess what that means? It was time for her to make a pivot. It was time for her plan B. Now, the reason, hey, Stephanie in Dallas, right? Y'all keep on saying good morning. You will not bother me, right? Because I'm a sister girl through and through, right? That was me after law school, right, Brandy? So tell us where you're from, by the way. So listen, the other woman that was a plan B was Esther. So those of you that don't know Esther, I can't think of the king's name. Let me tell you guys, I know the Bible, but I will mess it up. So just please correct me because I am coachable, okay? Good morning, Regina in Buffalo. So Esther, so the king had another queen. She acted a fool. Let me make a long story short. She did something he didn't like, so he fired her. So Esther was his plan B. I want y'all to get that. So that wasn't his first wife. Esther was his second, kind of like I'm my husband's plan B because my husband had a first wife. Anyway, that's what we talked about today. I just dropped in my head as I'm talking, right? So Esther was a plan B. But every piece of Esther's journey, there were so many plan Bs in it. And so I'm going to tell you a quick version. Yay! Hey, Brandy. Yes, right? And so hopefully this will be helpful for you too. So listen. Esther was an orphan who became queen. So when Esther's parents died, her cousin, Mordecai, became her guardian. Mordecai worked in the palace. Mordecai heard that the king was looking for a new queen. And so Mordecai said, hey girl, we need to get you in the running. So here's another plan B. Y'all ready? So Esther was a Jew. A Jew couldn't become queen. So Esther's original name is Hadassah. Hadassah. I'm probably messing it up. Somebody help me, right? Hey, Michelle in Canada. Hadassah, right? And so Mordecai changed her name, Plan B, hello, so she could run for queen. She ran, she won. I'm going to tell you more about that in the coming weeks because it's going to teach us how we get into our own Plan B, right? And then even after she got in the palace, in it, doing her thing, being a fabulous queen, oh, God had another Plan B in store for her. See, what happened is the king's best friend, his homeboy, his right-hand man, had a plot to kill the Jews. The problem is, Esther's husband did not know, the king did not know that his queen was a Jew. Plan B. So Esther had a choice. She could stay in her comfort or she could stand in the gap for her people. So she chose plan B. And so I'm here this morning because many of you are so focused on perception, on opinion, that you're staying in plan A. So our conversation for today is don't settle. Week 1, don't settle. Don't settle for who everyone else told you you're supposed to be. Don't settle because that's the career you always thought you wanted. See, Michelle Obama could have settled for staying a lawyer. But she didn't. She moved into another arena, which gave her more fuel because she didn't know her plan B was coming, which was to be the first lady of the White House. Come on, somebody. That wasn't the original plan she had set out on. Matter of fact, from reading stories, she didn't even want her husband to run for office, Senate, let alone president. And so for many of you, your next level, your greatest blessing, the way God is going to use you is in your plan B. That's why I'm so passionate about it. That's why I teach about it. That is why I'm coming for you for yours. So here we go. Don't settle. So as I was doing the research for this, right? Y'all see, I got so many notes all around the place because listen, God kept dropping stuff in my spirit. So as I was doing this research and really contemplating and praying, what should I pour into you about this aspect, do not settle? What came to me is this John 10:10, and that Bible verse says, the thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. And I'm reading my notes, right? My Bible verse right there, my notes, so y'all see all my notes, right? And you can see I changed the title twice. Let me read it one more time. The thief does not come, except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. And I need you to understand this, okay? So God's intention for all of us is to live abundantly, to be happy, to have everything we could ever imagine, to have a breathtaking future, okay? So if that's God's intention, he also gives us free will. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the shelf for a second. Let's talk about the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So how he does that is called doubt. It's called second guessing yourself. It's called fear. See, the enemy doesn't want you to go into your plan B because he knows your plan B is how God is going to use you to be the answer to the group of people that need you. Whether you're in corporate, whether you are an entrepreneur, your purpose, the thing you are meant to do in this world is going to save a group of people. Business, life, families. And so how he still kills and destroys you abundantly is by keeping you in... Oh, my thing is doing crazy. Hopefully I'm still here. How he keeps you in how he still kills and destroys your next level is by keeping you in good enough, in you settling because of perception and opinion and, oh, I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to do, instead of following the rumble that's inside your soul. And then even with that, God gives you free will. Hey, Karen, love when I see my clients. God gives you free will. See, God wants you to live abundantly. He put us all here with abundance tied to us. But we've got to go after it. By the way, Insta Story ladies, I'm live on my Facebook page, so I'm not looking at you. And guess what? Only week 1 will be live on Insta Story, so come on over, right? Hey, Tanya, good morning, first timer. I love it. So I really need you guys to understand this, okay? So here's the thing I want you to get. Woo, this was so deep. And I was listen, every night in my little Nicole time, I listened to a sermon, and this note I got from, I can't remember what sermon it was. I wrote it down, and then I was like, oh my God, this is so good. So God is going to let you live on whatever level you settle for. I'm going to say that one more time. God is going to let you live on whatever level you settle for. That's what I'm telling you, don't settle. Go after you abundantly above all, right? Ephesians 3:20, abundantly above all I can ask or think is what is available for you. But God's going to let you live on whatever level you settle for. So you can either live, and this is where I got from sermon I was listening to, there's 3. You can live in the will of God in 3 ways. You can live outside the will of God. You know, when you're doing things you know you ain't supposed to do, being things you know ain't supposed to be. And I ain't here, I'm not in no judgment, because trust, y'all don't have enough time this morning for me to tell you all the stuff I've done where I used to be a hot mess. Now I'm trying to get my life together, right? Now that I've been more obedient to the calling on my life. And yes, you all are called. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. I'll get into that in a couple weeks. So good. I got so many good notes for y'all, right? Because we're not there yet. I'm talking about don't settle. So you can live outside the will of God. You can live in the permissive, in the mediocre, in the good enough will of God. So let me make sure you understand. When you had your first career, when you went to law school, when you started that first part of your career, it was what you were purposed to do. But there's more for you. God has more for you to do. So Esther was meant to be queen, but she had to do that before she could then stand in the gap for her people. Do you guys get that? So yes, Michelle Obama was meant to go to law school. Do you think that she would have been a great first lady had she not gone to law school? Do you think she used her law degree in the White House? Hello, I wish she was in there now so she'd be fighting Donald Trump, but that's a whole nother conversation. We're going to get into that right now. Right? And don't make this a political conversation, y'all, because I need you to understand this is about you not settling. I need you to focus on you, not on anything else right now. The third choice is you can take the ordinary life you already live and add the extra to it so you can live in the extraordinary life. That's the abundantly above all. That is what I'm coming for this week. It's for you to put the extra with it, to stop living in good enough, to stop settling for where you are. Because where you are is pretty doggone good, right? You may have the corner office, the title, the acumen, right? All the phenomenal things that comes with being successful. I had it all too. I could buy whatever shoes I wanted. Let me tell you something. When I worked in the entertainment industry, I made such good money. I can go to any party I wanted. And I love shoes. I could buy whatever shoes, whatever designer, whatever. But that wasn't enough. That still was ordinary for me. It was. And God was calling me to extra. And I believe that you're here with me because it's time for your extra. So I'm going to give you your 3 steps and let you get to your day. Right? Oh, by the way, the reason why you should even have a plan B is because God is calling you to level 3. So again, level 3, 1 is outside the will of God. Number 2 is living in the ordinary, mediocre, good enough place. And number 3 is putting that extra with the ordinary so you can live in what God intended for you to live in, which is extraordinary, which is abundantly above all. Y'all with me? Am I making sense? And please ask me questions along the way if I'm not. So here's your 3 steps. You ready? Your 3 steps to not settle is number 1, to go for it. See, the number 1 lesson that I learned from Esther, and I love me some Esther, you're going to hear about Esther more and more every week, is that she went for it. So when Esther went to pretty much audition to be queen, because what happened back then, think about it, it's like American Idol, right? All these women from all over the world, all over the country probably, came in to audition to be queen. And what Esther did, I'm going to talk about this, I think week 3. I got so much good stuff to give y'all. Esther won because she didn't settle. Number 1, she went after it. She did it. She did it afraid. And my question to you is, how will you go for it? How will you just do it? Like Nike, just do it. Sometimes when you're successful, you spend so much time thinking about it and thinking about all the reasons you can't instead of realizing all the reasons you can and you should. So that's number 1. She went for it. She didn't let negative chatter. She didn't let perception. She didn't let who she was supposed to be stop her. She shifted her name. Just like many of you guys need to change where you are. You need to change your territory. You need to expand it. So when I think about Esther changing her name, it's expanding the capacity. Just even as I'm saying that, there's a Bible verse that talks about you can't put new wine in old wineskins. Why? Because back then, old wineskins had already stretched to their capacity. So if you put new wine in there, it's not going to stretch anymore, and the wine is not going to be good. So for many of you, the reason why you keep trying, you've been trying, and it's not working because you keep using the same tools. Oh, I'm going to talk to you about tools on week 3. I'm going to 2 next week and week 3. Okay, the second thing, now this is the most important one for today, is she had a game plan. She didn't just jump and do it. She was strategic. And many of you, you're just doing stuff and you're not thinking about it. You're not getting the strategy you need to go after it. And so your homework for week 1, we're going to start something this week and I'm going to add to it every week. Number 1, let me say this. Your homework is going to be in my Facebook group. If you're not a member of my Facebook group, go and join. It's thebrilliancetribe.com, or you can type in Women of Brilliance here on Facebook. Okay, and you do have to answer questions to join, and this will only be available until tomorrow at 6 a.m. Okay, and why am I doing that? Because I need you guys active. If you're going to go after your plan B, it's not going to be because you're lazy and sitting back and waiting for things to happen. You got to make things happen. Remember, number 1, I said she went for it. So number 2, she got a strategy. So we're going to be creating a playbook, right? So this is your part one, your playbook, okay? So I'm going to put this in our group so you can download it and do the work. I'll walk you through what's in the playbook, but I want you to understand, really think about what a playbook is. Now, it's interesting I'm having this conversation with you the week after the Super Bowl. So let me say this. I don't believe the 49ers the Kansas City Chiefs were any better at playing football than the 49ers. Do you know why I think they won? Because they had a better playbook. They had better strategy. I watched the entire game, and I'm not a football girl, I'm a Super Bowl girl. So every time they either just came out of nowhere and made a touchdown, what happened? I could see the quarterback talking to his coach. They were strategizing. They were going through their playbook. When he would look at his arm, he was looking at his plays. Now, let me explain to you, he didn't get those plays that morning or the week before. That was from a playbook they've been studying. They put together maneuvers and strategized what was the best move they needed to make to go after the win. And many of you guys have these thoughts and ideas, but you don't have strategy. And many of you are using what you know to create strategy. And the reason why you can't go after your plan B is because the tools you've used on this level are not sufficient for your next. That's a quote by Bishop A.R. Bernard. And so you need tools that you don't yet have. And so those of you that are saying, yes, I know I need strategy, I'm going to invite you every week to join me live. I'm doing for the first time ever what I'm calling Awakened Woman Weekend. Some of you guys have heard about it. Some of you guys are already registered, right? I just saw Marsha here who's already registered. AwakenedWomanWeekend.com is where you go. Listen, to February 15th, you can get $50 off. Use Plan B. That weekend, one of the things we're going to do, and I'm going to give you some great work, but it's not going to be all the work we're going to do at Awakened Woman Weekend. We're going to I'm going to coach you through the steps you need to take. I'm going to be an intimate group of women so that I can do that. My team and I have other coaches coming. And why am I doing that? Because many of you, the reason you haven't started your plan B is because you don't know the steps to take, or you know the steps to take, but you don't know how to implement them. So again, AwakenedWomanWeekend.com, the code is Plan B. Those of you that are ready to get the strategy you need to go after your breathtaking future, to stop talking about it and thinking about it and praying about it. Because even the Bible says, faith without works is dead. Yay, Tanya. My team will accept you, don't worry. You'll get accepted before, or I'll accept you before I post the homework in there, okay? So listen, here's the third piece. So number one, she went forward. Number two, she had strategy. She had a playbook. So she and Mordecai strategized how she was going to become queen. She didn't just go in there and audition. She strategized. Even when later in her story, and don't worry, every week I'm going to talk more about her story, so you'll have all of it by the end. By the way, can y'all see the snow behind me? Isn't that crazy on the trees? Anyway, so even when her cousin came to her and said, listen, you know, the king's homeboy is trying to kill your people, and she decided to stand together for her people, she created a strategy around that too. And when she created that strategy, the number three thing she did was she took her time. You know, I feel like these days we live in a microwave generation where we want everything right now. And we don't give ourselves the time. We don't give ourselves the investment that we need to move it forward. We don't give ourselves the value to get the strategy we need. And then we don't take our time and do the strategy the right way. We're in a rush. We want it now. And your plan B is not going to be in a microwave. It's just not. Where you got right now wasn't done in a microwave. It took you time to get to that position. It took you time to get to that title. It took you time to become the woman you are today. Hey, Tara. So I need you to get this. I need you to understand it's going to take you time. It's going to take you to go for it. It's going to take strategy, and it's going to take you to be patient in the process. It's just like me getting pregnant today and then birthing a baby tomorrow. No, it takes 9 months for that baby to grow. It takes nurturing the baby. You just don't get pregnant and the baby comes out. You got to nurture the baby, eat the right things, learn how to put, all kind of things. And I wouldn't know because I've never birthed a child, but I've been around plenty of women who have. And so for many of you, what I know is that you've been settling. You've been settling for good enough. You've been settling for what everybody else tells you to do. And so our first week, it's time for you to no longer settle. It's time for you to go after that thing that's been rumbling inside of you that you greatly desire. It's that thing that scares you, that keeps you up at night. It's time to go get it. And so this month, every Thursday morning, I am here. I'm going to give you strategy, right? I'm going to give you strategy to go get it. So that's just week 1. And listen, the rest of the weeks are so good that I'm holding myself back. But we're going to create a playbook for you. And the first part of your playbook is really around mindset. Now, let me say this to you. Those of you that did Power Your Pivot Week, the first question in your playbook is going to sound like the Power Your Pivot book that you got as a gift for that week. But let me explain to you that this is a different angle on the same lens. So what you're going to walk through is, what do you really want? And I'm not talking about the surface, the cute, neat things that you should say you want. I'm talking about the stuff that you don't tell anybody about, the stuff that you think, ooh, who am I to say that? I remember having a client. She started working with me at 35 years old, and she hated what she was doing. I'm not going to say people's names, but if you on here, girl, and you want to out yourself, you can. If you come back and watch a replay. At 35 years old, she told me her greatest dream was to be a dancer. She said, but I can't say that because I'm 35 and I haven't taken a dance class since I was 8. I said, who put that? Who's telling you that you can't? I want to talk to that person. That's that. Again, when you go back to that Bible verse I read earlier, the thief does not come except to steal, kill, and destroy. So that doubt and second guessing herself was the enemy stealing, killing, and destroying. And that happens in our mindset. That happens when we allow other people, what their perception and their thoughts of who we should be. We're letting the enemy steal what's possible for us. So I said to her, go take one dance class. Just one. I'm not even asking you to be Debbie Allen, girl. Just take one. And those of you that don't know who Debbie Allen is, I'm aging myself. She took one. Then, I said, okay, now take 2. Okay, so to make a long story short, this woman now, not only does she teach dance, Miss just started at 35, but she's on a salsa team. She travels the world. She's got dance awards. But it started at 35, so you're never too late. You're never too young. That's all the enemy coming to steal, kill, and destroy. And what do I say to that? Do not settle. Stop accepting what other people are telling you should be and should do, and listen to the rumbling that's happening in your soul. It's time. It's time for you to go and get it. So with that said, that's week 1. Again, every week I will be here with you. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to give you great work. We're going to add to our playbook. So listen. Thank you, Angela, for not making me feel old. Listen, I took my niece to LA, who's from New York, for the first time to, see LA when she was 13. She's now 21. Anyway, and I go back past Debbie Allen's dance studio. I'm like, oh, that's Debbie Allen's dance studio. And she pauses and she goes, who's Debbie Allen? I was like, oh my God, I feel old right now. So thank you, Angela, for not making me feel old. So listen, if you're going to become the next best version of who you are born to be, I'm not coming here every week for who you already are. So I don't care about your bio or your resume. That's done. That's completed. That work is over. You've done that already. I'm coming for the work you have not yet done. All right? So, again, go to thebrilliancetribe.com. Grab the book. I'll post it in there as soon as I hang up. It'll only be available till tomorrow at 6 a.m. Oh, and I stayed within my 30 minutes. So listen, y'all, only 30 minutes. I promise I'm not going to keep you long. So whether you got to be getting dressed in the morning, whether you got to be in the car with your kids every Thursday morning, every Thursday for the month of February, I'll be here live for you, with you. Oh no, my song is ending. Let me start it from the beginning. Right? To pour into you so you can go after your plan B in 2020. Right? And again, those of you that are ready, go to awakenedwomanweekend.com. Grab your seats. Only 20 women. We're almost halfway sold out, y'all. Actually, I think we are halfway sold out. So use Plan B for your code to join me that weekend. Me, my team, my rock stars are going to come to pour into you. I love it. Angela says she's in her office. Says yes. So that we can help you craft your strategy. And I'm going to tell you what else we're going to do that weekend throughout our time together this month. But again, February 15th, you have until that time to get $50 off. And listen, if we sold out by then, don't be mad at me. I'm just saying. All right? So with that, y'all have a wonderful Thursday. I'm getting ready to go over to my Facebook group to pop in the homework for this week. Again, it's only available until 6 a.m. tomorrow because I want to honor the women that take action. I want to honor the women that are ready for their plan B. I want to honor the women that are in it to win it. Because guess what? I'm holding space that you don't settle. All right? So I'll see you week 2, even more to pour into you to go after your plan B. Have a great Thursday. Bye, y'all.